If you are a guy and you are friend zoned by a girl, what you have to understand is that a girl will give you a very small window to make it out of the friend zone. And if you don't take that shot when she gives it to you, if you don't take that chance, you're cooked. It's game over. You're in the friend zone for life, buddy.
Let me get this absolutely straight. We are starting off with a staggering, almost terrifying display of what psychologists call a covert contract mixed with terminal main character syndrome.
Probably won't tell you she's giving you that window, but she might be acting a little bit different towards you. She might be a little bit flirtier. She might just change her energy towards you, and you have to read that. And if you don't take it, she's probably not going to give you another chance. If you were a girl's friend, she will have this very small window where she will start to think, maybe, I don't know, like maybe I can see it. They start to think a little bit and they try to convince themselves maybe I could be into him in that way. The time when I was in high school, I literally waited after a football game for this guy for over an hour. It was an away game and the cheerleaders made it back to the school first, and so I texted him being like, hey, let me know when you make it back to the school, and I was waiting there in my car for him. I didn't tell him I was waiting there for him, but I was literally sitting in my car listening to music and thinking like when he makes it back we could like hang out in the car for a little bit and like talk, and I was thinking maybe if he tries kissing me then like I'll know if I'm into him in that way. It had been a little bit flirtier between us for like a few weeks, and so I definitely like that window was open, but I left that opportunity. I was like, I'm waiting in my car for him. He like maybe if something happens between us, I'll know. Then I'll know if I'm actually attracted to him or not. Anyways, I waited in my car for over an hour and I didn't see the other bus pull in or whatever, so I was just like, I'm going home. Drove home, and then I get a text from him an hour later being like, hey, sorry, my phone died. I had to take so and so home, which was another cheerleader. That was his neighbor. Right at that moment, I slammed the door shut and was like, that opportunity is no longer on the table at all. Not gonna see him that way in any way, shape, or form.
How? Hold on, bro. How?
This redheaded woman literally admits to keeping a guy in the friend zone for years, and then, in a fleeting moment of boredom disguised as romantic curiosity, she decides to open a small window. But here is the absolute kicker. She didn't tell him the window was open. She sat in her freaking car in a dark parking lot for over an hour, listening to music, having an entire imaginary romantic comedy playing out in her own head. She thought maybe if he comes to my car, and maybe if we talk, and maybe if he tries to kiss me, I'll know if I like him. Are you shitting me? This is the definition of a covert contract. She made a secret, unspoken agreement in her own mind that if he performed a highly specific set of actions that he had no idea he was supposed to perform, he would win the grand prize of her finally deciding if she was attracted to him. When his phone died and he acted like a normal human being by giving his neighbor a ride home, she slammed the metaphorical door shut forever. He failed a test he didn't even know he was taking.
I knew he had liked me for years, and again, I had friend-zoned him. I opened that door for just a small sliver of a second for a few weeks, and he didn't take the right chance, and so I closed it. I had no idea I waited for him for like an hour, or that any of that was like going on in my head. I just was like, that was in my head, and I left the opportunity and he didn't take it.
Honestly, this is a rampant issue in modern dating because many women approach dating with this bizarre radical feminist tinged entitlement where they believe that men should be highly attuned mind readers who exist solely on the woman's timeline. How insane can this get? This is an ego trip. And statistically speaking, studies on nonverbal communication show that men are generally less adept at picking up subtle, ambiguous cues than women. You cannot give a man a 5% increase in flirty energy after years of treating him like a neutered golden retriever and expecting him to suddenly morph into a Casanova. Girl, what the freaking hell are you thinking? In fact, by expecting him to magically know that she was waiting for him, she engaged in self-sabotage and then projected the blame onto him. She punished him for not reading her freaking mind. This is how you gaslight a man's reality. You keep him in the friend zone, secretly judge him for not breaking out of it, and then revoke his privileges when he fails your invisible obstacle course. It is weird. It is deeply manipulative, and it completely absolves the woman of taking any real vulnerable risk. And one more thing, it is honestly sad. She didn't have to face rejection because she never actually put herself out there. No, she just sat in her car and played God with his romantic fate.
I caught her talking to other men, and she won't get out of my car. Now she's crying. So I caught her talking to other dudes. Oh, wow, that must be sad. Oh, that must be terrible. Oh, man. What were their names again? I love how you said they were just your friends and you were sending them ass pictures. Get the fuck out of my car.
And this brings us perfectly to the inevitable evolution of that manipulative mindset. If you think sitting in a car expecting telepathy is bad, wait until you see what happens when these women actually get into relationships and get caught playing games with their little rosters. Listen to the absolute desperation in that man's voice as he kicks his crying girlfriend out of his car because he caught her talking to other men. When a woman in the modern dating market tells you a guy in her DMs is just a friend, you need to immediately understand the psychology of monkey branching and the backup plan. A study conducted by OnePoll actually found that roughly 50% of women in relationships have a plan B partner, a guy they keep on the back burner just in case their current relationship goes south. Half. This isn't insecurity talking. This is statistical, data-driven reality.
This is a perfect example of why when she says that these dudes are just her friend, she is full of shit. Let me tell you what she means when she says he's just a friend. It means, one, he's the backup plan if something happens. Number two, it means that they have already hooked up and she's keeping him again on the back burner so her body count doesn't go up if the relationship ends. The other thing that it can mean is that she basically chose you as her second choice. So if that dude becomes available, she's gonna dump your ass. And lastly, what it also means is that they haven't hooked up yet. He still wants to hook up. She's interested in it because she's not really interested in you and you're basically just a placeholder.
The blonde woman is dead right. These friends are placeholders. They are orbiters kept around for free attention, validation, and a seamless transition so she never has to be alone. This is an application of weaponized incompetence in emotional form, pretending she doesn't know that texting her ex or her work husband at 11 p.m. is crossing a boundary. And let's talk about those tears. The girl in the car isn't crying because she feels remorse. She is crying because she got caught, and she is using emotional manipulation to flip the script. This is a classic DARVO tactic: deny, attack, and reverse victim and offender, while in this case, skipping straight to playing the victim. She wants the man to look at her crying and feel guilty for holding her accountable. She wants to gaslight him into thinking his totally logical reaction to her emotional infidelity is too harsh.
Stop letting these women tell you that these men are just friends. There is literally no such thing. And for every single person that comes in my comments saying, oh, it's insecurity, no, not with Snapchat nowadays, not with all these hidden messages that you can hide on Facebook. You need to be cautious, be aware, stop being naive, and not let these women play you.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
Just in case you don't know, this behavior is incredibly destructive. It forces men into a state of confirmation bias, where they begin to view all female tears as manipulative tools. And when women refuse to take accountability for cultivating these rosters of friends, and instead use crying as a get-out-of-jail-free card, they don't just ruin their own relationships, they poison the well for every genuinely good woman out there. They turn good men cold, paranoid, and totally unresponsive to actual emotional distress. And we need to stop letting women gaslight you, or guys out there, into thinking basic boundary enforcement makes you insecure. Guys, if you have boundaries, principles, and standards, it makes you smart, not the opposite.
If you're wondering, no matter what you do, this woman is not liking you, she's not wanting to date you, this is going to hurt your feelings, it's probably because there's another guy, or she thinks you're too nice and too much of a simp to date you.
So how do men end up as these pathetic Plan B orbiters or stuck in the friend zone for years like the guy in clip 1? It all comes down to the brutal, unforgiving reality of human psychology and the economics of attention.
You're not doing what's best for her, you're just thinking about what you want because you're obsessing over her. If you never give a woman space, she's going to always resent you. Maybe not always, but it's going to be in the back of her mind that you'll never leave her alone.
I want to live soft life, no stress.
Women put good men in the friend zone because you give them the opportunity to use you. This isn't about women being inherently evil. This is about basic behavioral psychology and operant conditioning. If you reward a woman with 100% of your time, attention, emotional support, and resources, while she gives you absolutely zero romantic or sexual intimacy in return, you are training her to view you as a utility. You are acting like a simp. You are presenting yourself as a zero-cost asset. In economics, the law of scarcity dictates that the value of a resource decreases as its availability increases.
You want to be the type of person that has your own life without her because it actually gives her the image that you have something going on in your life. Basically, like she's not the only important thing in your life, because trust me, it's not that women are bad people, but they will take an opportunity.
If your time and attention are infinitely available to her, your value drops to zero. Why would she date you when she already gets all the boyfriend benefits for free? When a man has no life, no purpose outside of obsessing over a woman and constantly suffocates her with his presence, he triggers her deeply ingrained biological disgust response. Women are hypergamous by nature. They want to look up to the man they are dating. They want a man who has his own mission, his own boundaries, and his own options. If you never give a woman space, you signal to her that you have nothing else going on. You signal learned helplessness. Many modern women, armed with radical feminist rhetoric that tells them they are the prize regardless of their behavior, will absolutely capitalize on this weakness. They will happily accept your free dinners, your emotional heavy lifting, and your unreciprocated loyalty because it inflates their ego. It allows them to feel superior to you.
If you are giving her the opportunity to use you, if you are giving her the opportunity to feel like she's better than you, she's gonna take it. To work with me 101, it'll be in my bio, and I will make a YouTube video about this. Stay tuned.
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
Seriously, the commonsensical reality is this. Women respect men who respect themselves. But if you allow yourself as a guy to be a doormat, do not be shocked when she wipes her shitty shoes all over your freaking face. You have to be willing to walk away. You have to remove your attention the second you realize that the romantic door is closed. By staying in the friend zone as a guy, hoping that she will one day have an epiphany in a dark parking lot like our delusional cheerleader from the clip one, you are actively participating in your own subjugation. It is important that we as guys, and of course other sensible women out there, need to hold women like these accountable for their own manipulative games. But more importantly, hold yourself accountable for sticking around to get played by them. But then again, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about this whole dating crap of women trying to manipulate the friend zone and use it to gaslight men to extract boyfriend energy? Meanwhile, they sit back and get to control the romantic fates of other guys out there. Let's hear your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Till next time, guys, cheers.